And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson, back with another episode of this MLB Show 22 Custom League. Sorry for kind of the longer break in between episodes. I had a really busy last week of school, but now I am on spring break right now, so I'm home for a week here, and that does mean that I should be able to record and get get a couple of videos out this week to you guys, hopefully. But yeah, I just had a busy week. I had a couple of exams I needed to do and a lot of studying for that, so I haven't been able to really edit too much over the last few days, but we have this video done, and so we're going to go through this episode here. I'm going to go through a couple of games in this episode. We are right at the All-Star break, basically. But before we do that, we're going to look at some scores from around the league here and around this day. And you got a matchup here between Chicago and Winnipeg. A 6-7 win for Winnipeg. Got a home run by Castro and Arroyo, though, there. And Winnipeg wins this game 7-6, walks it off. After Chicago came back in this one, they were down 6-1, entering the 8th inning of that game. Came back, but unfortunately could not pull out the win. Both those teams right now pretty far below 500. Both of them, not teams that are going to be factoring into the playoff race down the stretch here in the second half of the season, and both in kind of rebuilding stages still. But over in New York and Montreal in New York in this one, and Montreal getting the win in this game. Riley for New York with a home run and an RBI. Christian Yelich had the other RBI for New York, who kind of got shut down in this one by Michael Pineda, who pitched 7.1 innings, only allowed one earned run with 7 strikeouts, brought his ERA down to 5.06. And Gill there, 2 runs, allowed over 6 innings. Not a bad start for him. A couple more unearned runs for Montreal there. New York is having a great first month of their start to their season here. They have 55 wins. But as I sim this game here, pretty big injury update, actually. Pretty big injury here. Deivi Garcia is sustained an injury. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 months. And Boston does get the win in this game. But, Boston 53-42. They have a great record right now. They're right in the middle of a race for the division between them and New York. And Deivi Garcia this year has been absolutely fantastic. He's having a great season. So that is a big blow. Pedro Rosario, 3 for 5. With 5 RBIs there in that box score and a home run. Probably had a grand slam as a part of that 5-run second inning there. But Schoolball only gave up 1 earned run, 5 unearned. So that's not great. 2 errors in the game for Portland. But he's kind of struggling this year. Murphy gave up another unearned run. Wow. So a couple of costly errors for Portland in this game. A 3-1 loss. But Deivi Garcia only 1.1 innings in this game, and he had 3.03 ERA. Look at these improvements, +4 to home run per 9 already. So yeah, this season has been really great for him. Last year 5.57 ERA, nothing special there for him. Had a pretty bad year last year, but this year at 112 innings pitched, 19 games started. He's 8-4, only has allowed 38 runs and 83 strikeouts, a 3.04 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. So that's a big injury. That is unfortunate there. He's one of their better pitchers right now. And so we go to their bullpen here, and here's Eduardo Venezuela. I think I've highlighted him maybe once or twice this season, but he has been fantastic. There's a look at his numbers, and he's only a C potential guy, but his pitching ratings are honestly pretty even and not too bad, and he has been pitching really well. John King has been actually pitching pretty well, 50 innings here as well, but Eduardo Venezuela, an ERA just over 3. Really good numbers there. I saw Campbell here in the minor league, so kind of looking at guys maybe they could call up in the minor league system. And Isaiah Campbell, see potential. He is kind of getting closer to the MLB level, but I don't know if we'll see him in the majors this year. Probably won't see Jason Doyle in the bigs either, but he does have decent B potential. So I did put in Eduardo Venezuela as a starter there for Boston. He's going to be moved from that long relief role into the starter role, so he's going to get more innings, more heavy workload for him. I mean, he's pitched great in 102 innings so far. So we'll see what he does there as a starter. And over here in this game, a Phoenix getting a win, a game above 500 for them right now in the season, a game that went into extra innings. And Los Angeles, man, 56 and 39. Great record for them. Albert Alzolay pitched really well. 7 innings, only gave up 1 run, but Matzik gave up the run in the 10th, and the offense for Los Angeles really didn't show up in this game, except for the 9th inning, but other than that, really struggled offensively there. And that one, but neither one of these teams struggled offensively in this game. My gosh. A 13-12 game here, a 13-12 win for Houston, who climbs back to 500. They've been around 500 all year long. Oklahoma City 3 games below it, but well, 7. Look at that 6th inning there. 7 runs for Oklahoma City, 6 for Houston. That is a crazy inning. And look at all the runs scored here. 3 RBIs for Lowe and Peterson, 2 from Marte, 2 from Machado, was 4 for 6. In this game, he's batting .288, and an RBI for Andrew Vaughn as well, and Alex Dickerson. You know, I really do like Oklahoma City's offense. I think they're one of the better, maybe more underrated offenses in baseball. And only 2 home runs for Oklahoma City with 12 runs scored. That's not even that much, I don't feel like. But, yeah, pretty wild game right here. Pretty wild 7th inning for these 2 teams. And you got two guys with 4 ribbies in this one for Houston. And it's Luis Garcia and Mike Yastrzemski, 2 guys that are batting, 230 or lower, 235 or lower. But Garcia, Freeman, Yastrzemski, those guys had home runs there. And nobody on the pitching side for either team really did much of anything there. Archer did pitch 1.1 scoreless innings, and so did De Los Santos, but nobody else pitched well at all. Everybody else gave up a lot of runs there. Even Presley gave up a run in his save attempt. He has a 2 ERA, 18th save of the year. And that's Oklahoma City's issue right now. But I don't think that's both of these teams. Houston's offense definitely not as potent as it was a year ago. That is part of it, but I think their pitching staff is also not as good. And Oklahoma City's pitching staff is also not very strong for them either. You look at Tampa Bay and New Orleans here. Tampa Bay, 15 games below 500 right now. They do get this win over New Orleans. Not doing too much better, though. 43 and 51 at the moment here. 4-1 win. Home run by Ryan Mountcastle there in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nick Lodolo, really, really solid. His start 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And his ERA is sitting at 3.06 right now. He's going to be probably up there for Rookie of the Year candidacy right now. He's putting together that kind of a season at the moment. Really playing well. Colorado and Indianapolis, 2 teams right near the 500 mark pretty much. Indianapolis, a shutout 3-1 win here. And in 46 and 50, Colorado is right now 5 games above 500 in the moment. Snell, 5 pretty solid innings for him. Vincent, 2 innings, gave up a run. O'Day, an inning, didn't give up anything. Max Scherzer, though, 7 innings, no runs, 8 strikeouts, only 4 hits allowed, 3.52 ERA for him this season, 11-5 record. Sulser, an inning, and Whitlock, a save, 26th save of the year for Garrett Whitlock. Even, he's got a lot of saves. The ERA is at 4.06, though, which is a little bit high. More higher probably than you want to see from him. But Richmond and Columbus, this game went long, all the way into the 14th inning, a 3-2 win for Richmond. And both of these teams, 3 games above 500 for Columbus, 6 games above the 500 mark for Richmond here. Both these teams are, playing better than they have in the past in this franchise, playing better, than they did last year. And I think they're both going to be in the playoff mix when the time comes. But I do think that they've kind of dropped off this season. Like Columbus was below 500 for a while this year. But Richmond definitely has slowed down since a pretty hot start for them. But Walker Buehler, 7 innings, 2 runs allowed only. That's a really good start for him. The entire bullpen for Richmond was fantastic. Hunter Green gave up 1 run in 6 innings, I think it said there. And he pitched pretty well also. And then Nashville, 50-45 on the season. They get the win here over Minneapolis, who is 6 games below 500 right now. But, Nashville, they're definitely not looking that strong right now without Mike Trout. This injury has really hurt them, kind of derailed their season right now. At the moment, they were, 10 games above 500 at one point this year early on in the season, but they kind of fallen off in the last couple of months, and their record is now right at 500, and it's good enough in a division that they're in that's not very good right now, that they're actually still within striking distance. I think only a half game behind in this division race, but they're going to have to probably have a better second half of the season to get back into the playoffs again. And then Salt Lake, 41-54 for them. They're having an even worse record, actually, than Las Vegas right now in this division. And they dropped this game, Las Vegas 42-52 so far on the season here. And Las Vegas' offense, just really bad. We saw that when we showcased them in the last episode, their struggles there on that side of the ball. But even Salt Lake, besides Ronald Acuna Jr., there's been offensive struggles there as well. Davidson Lamet, 4 innings, he gave up 3 runs, only 5 of them earned, though. And then Fultonevich, 7 pretty good innings, only gave up 2 runs there for him, not too bad. But the team that's leading this division right now is San Diego, and they're playing Kansas City here. This is a very interesting matchup and a 1-0 game here for Kansas City. 1-0 win, only 5 combined hits for these two teams in this game. Cole Irvin, he put him there as a starter, and he put 1 in really solid innings. Only didn't give any runs at all. Then Nick Pivetta, 5 innings, only 1 run allowed, and then the bullpen came in, completely shut the door down, but they end up falling in that one 1-0. So we are about a week, I think, away from the All-Star break at this point, or maybe less than that. I think probably less than that, only a few days away from it. And we have this matchup here between St. Louis and Atlanta. St. Louis right now at 50 wins. Meanwhile, I think 7 games above 500. Meanwhile, Atlanta is right there, basically. They have 1 less win at the moment this season, and they're 6 games above 500, I believe, there. And Mitch Haniger right now having a really good season, 277 average and 47 RBIs. Probably going to be in the All-Star game, I would think. And the other guy that's going to probably be in that All-Star game is Patrick Corbin, who is having an incredible start to this season. 2.28 ERA for him so far this year. Take a look at his other numbers there. But yeah, Patrick Corbin, one of those surprising pitchers for Atlanta that has been really, really key in this team's success this season and in their record right now. It's 4 games above 500 right now. So you want them to be a little bit better. They're 3rd in their division right now, behind the Rhinos and the Stars at the moment. So 49-45. And that's a walk to lead off the game here. Julio Rodriguez is batting 2nd in this batting order. That's a strike to him. And Julio, 244 average, 781 OPS for him, 19 home runs, 50 RBIs. He's 4th in the voting in center field. So he might end up making it to the All-Star game. We'll see. That slider apparently doesn't get the zone there. 116 strikeouts for Rodriguez. That is the most in the National League. 1-2 count to him. And it's a swing and a miss on a little change on the outside corner. That's 117 on the season now against Rodriguez. And the game just wanted to, the game was doing that on purpose, showing that stat right there before that pitch. And it is a strikeout for Corbin here to get the first out of the game. Now there's 2 down in the inning. Here's Matt Olson, 20 home runs, 2nd on the team, 54 RBIs, and 848 OPS, and a 281 average. A good season for him, as that's a changeup there at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Count is full here to Olson here, and it's a ground ball, and it's right to second base. And that's an easy play by Baez. Well, actually, let's put a Kennedy there at second base, and that will end the top of the first. So, a walk, but nothing else happening in that frame. As we go bottom of the first inning, and here is Yu Darvish out there on the mound for St. Louis. And Yu Darvish this year really good. Numbers, 109 innings for him in 18 starts, 2.72 ERA, a 1.12 whip, 91 strikeouts in total overall, 5-6 record. So, yeah, I like what Udorovich is doing. I think he's having a good season and, getting up there in age a little bit. I think he's 37 years old in this league right now at this point. And he's having a great year for St. Louis here. This is a fly ball into center field, and it is caught there by Bader in center. So let's take a look at this Atlanta lineup here. They are 6th in the NL in stolen bases, but you got Baddoo leading off, Eloy Jimenez, Anthony Rendon, Mitch Haniger, Luke Voigt, Javi Baez, Tyler Stevenson, Bunny Kennedy, and Adolis Garcia. It's not an incredibly strong lineup. There's definitely some star power on it here. Anthony Rendon has a near 800 OPS right now and a 272 average. But I think there are some holes in this lineup for sure. The bottom of the order isn't super strong, but Kennedy hasn't been great this year. Adolis Garcia has also really struggled this season. So, Atlanta is just not an incredibly strong team. It's just about an average one here, and you can see that in their record. But they got some, they got some stars. I think their pitching is really solid, but their offense is not really at that same level. That was a great play though by Patrick Corbin right there to get the second out of the inning. And here's Justin Turner. The Sluggers signed him in this offseason. He's got 11 home runs, 277 average so far this season. Really good numbers for him to start the year. And here's the pitch to him. It's a swing and a drive on the four-seamer. Deep to left center field, and that ball is gone. Home run, Justin Turner. 379 on the distance there, a no-doubter for him. His 12th of the year, and the Sluggers go up 1-0 here in the second inning. Big time swing right here as it makes its way out onto the wall, hitting the wall there. Over by the bridge in left field, that ball was crushed. So now 1-0 game, and here's Mitch Garver, who fouls that pitch back. And yeah, Mitch Garver's his first half of the season has not gone very well at all. Only been a 214 with a 669 OPS. So I don't know. I mean, he's a great offensive catcher stat-wise. Like, his attributes are great, but man, he is struggling right now this season. That's not a good. It's not a good sign because he's getting up there in age at this point now. But now we're in the middle of the second inning here as we end the top half of that frame. But a big swing and a big drive from Justin Turner there to send us to the bottom of the second and to give St. Louis a lead here. Mitch Haniger, 840 OPS, saw his stats before the game started. And he's got a favorable count here as it's a 3-1 now as Luke Voigt waiting on deck. So here is a ground ball, and that one is going to get on through. It's a base hit for Mitch Haniger here, and he is on to begin the second inning. So here is Luke Voigt, a man on base now. And an 0-1 to him. He's going to drive that cutter back up the middle. That one is also going to get through and into center field. So a back-to-back singles here start the bottom of the second inning. Well, here now is Javier Baez, and I'm sure that Chicago would like or Detroit would like Javier Baez to put up these kind of numbers that he's putting up in this game in real life. That would probably make it worth the $17 million contract or something that they have signed with him. But he's doing really well this year. Has an 800 rate, an OPS, of around 800, and he has been hitting well. That's a fly ball to center field, though. That will move up Mitch Haniger, so he is now 90 feet away, and something like that exactly. Well, it would have scored the run, but the next guy doesn't do anything productive with it, and now it's up to Bunny Kennedy, who only 662 OPS this season. He's definitely struggled offensively this year, but he can come through right here with a clutch hit and put Atlanta on the scoreboard, tie the game up right now. Big pitch here, 2-2 to him. And it's a cutter right down the middle, and he swings right through it. I mean, that's a pitch for the guy that maybe has more experience that would be able to drive that. I mean, that is a right down the middle crude pitch right there. You gotta hit that ball on a when there's a runner in scoring position for sure. And up comes Brett Baty. We called him up in the last episode, I believe, a couple episodes ago. And he's only batting .209 right now, so He's kind of struggling a little bit so far early on in his career, but he does get a base hit right there, back up the middle. So he's on here to begin the top of the third inning.
Now batting.
Good job to him here, and yeah, it was just a nice line drive. No chance for anybody to get to it there. Now man on. Here's Harrison Bader walked his first time up, only batting .236 this year. He's going to get that one into center field, just past the glove of Benny Kennedy there at second base. And just like Atlanta had in the second inning, St. Louis gets 2 base runners on here to begin the third inning. And here's Rodriguez again, and this time he takes a look at that slider, and I mean, the catcher here, Stevenson, is telling his pitcher to calm down a little bit. Patrick Corbin definitely struggling a little here in the early going in this game, and now he walks Rodriguez as that pitch misses. Bases are loaded here already in the third inning, and yeah, this is a worrying sign for Corbin here. And we got Giancarlo, who's down at 920 OPS so far this season coming up. Not the hitter you want to see in this spot, and he's going to get a ground ball up to the left side of the field, and it's going to get on through for a hit. 2 runners score, and Giancarlo makes it 3-0 here in the third. As he takes that changeup, I mean, that circles change was in an awful spot, I guess, but probably wanted it more down in the zone. So now it's 3-0. That's a swing and a miss there by Olsen on a pretty filthy changeup off speed pitch there. At least that gets you one more out here. As you see the swing one more time, no chance to hit that ball with the 10-foot pole. Now it's a 3-0 game here, 1 down in the inning for Brian Anderson. And he's going to look at the first pitch here from Corbin and take it and drive it into left field. This one is way back, and it's gone. 3-run homer for Brian Anderson. And St. Louis jumping all over Patrick Corbin here early on. It's 6-0 in the third inning. Wow, another no-doubter here. Brian Anderson gets his 10th long ball of the season. 382 feet on the distance there. Maybe that one more center field than the home run by Turner. And it's going to be a call to the bullpen here already. Patrick Corbin is being taken out of the game. Wow, doesn't even get through the third inning. And he came into the game with a 2.88 ERA. I don't know why this has happened 2 or 3. It's happened a few times this year. A guy is doing really well, and then I end up showcasing probably one of his worst starts of the season. It has happened more than once this year. But out of the mound comes Felix Pena, who does not have a very good ERA. That ERA over 6 this year, not pitching very well out of the bullpen, but a 6-0 game here this early on. Don't have much of a choice. Michael Conforto looking foolish there with that swing and a miss. And now Justin Turner is back up at the plate. We're going to him here, and now Turner drives this one back up the middle, and that's into center field. Turner has launched again. Second of the night for Justin Turner. Oh my goodness, 444 feet. A blast. And it's 7-0. Changeup right in his wheelhouse. An absolutely terrible location by Felix Pena there. Justin Turner doesn't miss it. Guy 37 years old, still got the power to hit it 444 feet to center field. Oh my goodness. Wow, out onto the little street there where that bridge is in the outfield. That ball was crushed. One of the longer home runs we've seen in a game that I've showcased this season. That is a strikeout to end the inning, but damage certainly done. 2 home runs in that frame for the Sluggers. They're ahead 7-0 all of a sudden here in this one as we go to the bottom of the third. Ramirez Yarvadulis, and yeah, only a 690 OPS, a 207 batting average. He just does not get on base ever. And now, Yu Darvish here with a cutter there. That's a strikeout, and Yu Darvish has got such a comfortable cushion here. He can settle in. 7-run cushion, and here's Eloy Jimenez. Only has a 615 OPS. Really not doing well this year, but here's a 1-0 to him. And he's going to take that cutter and drive it deep to left field, and that one is down the line, and it's gone. Eloy Jimenez will answer and put Atlanta on the board with the homer. It's only his 6th of the year so far, and it's now a 7-1 game. So a long way to go here, but it's still early on in this one. They can count him out and come back here a little bit, and it starts by getting 1 run at a time. 381 feet there down the line, and that one just ended up staying fair. There's Rich Haniger now, and he's going to run it over to third base. Stopped by the third baseman over to first in time, and that might be Brett Beatty there that is at third base now. But Eloy Jimenez, huge swing here, end of the 3rd inning. They do get on the board, and it's a 6-run lead for St. Louis as we go to the 4th. Here's Beatty, 1 for 1. And he's going to take that two-seamer, and he's going to hit it a long way here, as it is off of the wall in the center field. That one was nearly out of here, and almost near homer for Beatty, but a double instead. His 3rd so far in the majors, and he's now 2 for 2 on the night. Here's Stanton, a couple RBIs last time he was up there, and now he's going to swing and ground this one into left field, as that one's going to go through. Beatty's around third. He's coming home. The throw is offline, and St. Louis will get that run. Then Atlanta got in the bottom of the 3rd inning right back and bring it back to a 7-run lead. 8-1 score. Felix Pena not doing really his job out of the bullpen here so far of preventing runs, as that is going to be caught in right field to end the inning. But yeah, it's 8-1. Kind of getting desperate already here for Atlanta in this one.
The left fielder.
Here's Eloy Jimenez again. We move on all the way to the bottom of the 6th inning here. It's still an 8-1 game. Udover's still pitching really well. 1-0 here to Eloy, and it's another swing and a drive down the line again and left, and it's another no-doubter for Eloy Jimenez. Wow, his 2nd of the game. That one even longer than his last one. 7th of the season. And, a couple of guys here with multiple homers tonight. One on each side. Unfortunately for the Crusaders, that is all the offense they've gotten so far. And now it's Luke Ford here with a man on first base. And Luke Ford now is going to drive this ball deep into center field. Bitter's at the wall. He leaps. He can't get it. It is gone. Luke Voigt with a home run. 18th of the year. And don't look now, but the lead has been cut in half for St. Louis. It's 8-4. So, I mean, Atlanta's showing some fight, showing off their power here in this game. And they've got they got an 8-4 game now. This one is within striking distance, and a lot of home runs in this one tonight for both teams. As that one straightaway center field got out in a hurry. Udover probably getting looked for his last out here. That's a line drive speared by, that is Brett Beatty there at third base. They'll end the inning. But Atlanta just got a couple more runs back in the 6th. 8-4 is the score. So here's Chaz Rowe coming out of the bullpen for Atlanta. 4 innings for him, 3.15 ERA, 58 strikeouts. The averages against are really good. He's having a good season out of the bullpen for this ball club here. And Matt Olson comes up over 3 on the day. He struck out a couple of times, I believe, in this one so far. 2-2 now to him, and he is going to swing and miss there at a slide up way inside. So here is Brian Anderson coming up again after that home run that he had last time up, that long blast for 436-foot line drive. I mean, that one didn't even really have that much hang time there, but I ended up going really far. As Anderson here going to fly this one into right field. Still running back is Mitch Haniger. He jumps at it, can't get it, and now around second and going to third base and getting there with a triple is Brian Anderson. Wow, first triple of the season for him. And that was kind of a crazy play. That would have been an insane catch by Mitch Haniger if he could have made it. And now it's Michael Conforto. Over 2 on the game, or over 3 on the game, 1 for 12 in this series so far with an RBI. 1-1. There's a line drive. That one it falls in to left field, and it's going to be a hit for Mike Conforto, and it's going to be a 9-4 game. So St. Louis will extend the lead a little bit here. They're back up to being, up by 5. Good swing by Conforto on a slider there in the lower part of the zone. Now it's Justin Turner again, and I was about to say he's done a lot of damage in this one, but that time swings in a slider way outside of the zone for strike 3.
The catcher.
And, the Crusaders here have gotten quite a bit of strikeouts. They got quite a few of them there as you look at the pitch sequence. 4 different pitches from Chaz Rowe in that at bat. 3-2 to Mitch Garver. There is a swing and a miss on a cutter outside of the strike zone. Good job by Chaz Rowe to get those couple of strikeouts. Does give up a run here, and at this point, only 12 more outs to go in this game. 9-4 the score. Buddy Kennedy is up, and he's going to get that one up the middle and through into center for a hit. Kind of surprised they're keeping Yu Darvish out here to start this 7th inning. And I guess that run that they got in the top half made them, confident enough to bring him out there again. But actually, that is going to be it. Actually, that will mark at the end of the day for Yu Darvish. So we're going to go to the bullpen right now. And they're going to go to the bullpen here. Really, 7 or 6 pretty solid innings for Yu Darvish in this one, and he's in line for the win. David Price comes out of the bullpen now. 23 games for him, 58 innings pitched, and a 3.72 ERA. He's been doing good, and he's been doing a good job as his team's long reliever, despite his age and how old he is, but he's still pitching. And a 2-0 to Rendon. That is a cutter that misses outside. So it's 4-3 with Mitch Haniger sitting on deck. 3-1-2 Rendon here. And that one is strike 2. Oh, Anthony Rendon tried to start to go to first base there, but that was a strike call indeed. And now the count is full. So Rendon, and he's going to look at strike 3 that time on the outside corner, and he doesn't have any complaints about that pitch, as David Price gets a strikeout here coming out of the bullpen in the 7th inning. Great pitcher right there, and now we go top of the 8th, 9-4 game here, and that's a knuckle curve. Got him on the corner. Stan strikes out looking, and that's an inning for Jimmy Nelson right there, scoreless. But bottom of the 8th inning, 6 outs left. All that Atlanta has to play with, and Jose Cisnero comes out of the bullpen. 2 innings for him. I don't know why he hasn't pitched very much at all this year. I don't know if he's been in the majors the whole time this season, but we're in a 5-run game. Let's get him some action. And then he gets a strikeout of Mitch Haniger there to start the 8th. So the 1-2 pitch to him here, and he gets another strikeout on the fastball. That time Baez swinging way late at that pitch. And that was a pretty fantastic and impressive inning right there for Jose Cisnero as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And Rays Ryan Tepera, who started the season as a closer, but hasn't moved out of that role because his ERA is over 4.7 right now. It's just not very good. He has not been a good reliever, not been a good closer for this team. And so we've had to move him out of that closing pitcher role. And that's going to be a ground out here for our number 1 in this 9th inning. He's got a 5-run cushion to work with, only 2 routes to get. So here's a 2-2 to Kennedy. And it's a 4-seamer, swing and a miss at the top of the zone there. And Tepera gets Kennedy for that strikeout there. Yeah, good location right here. Way late on that pitch. And that's a big second out. And the last out here in this one is Atlanta. And it's a ground ball down the line. Now it's 2-2. And they're down to their final strike in this one tonight. Tepera coming set. Here, the 2-2 to him. And it's a swing and a miss. 4-seamer, high fastball, high pitch. And it fools the batter. He swings through it. And that is the game. St. Louis takes care of business in this one. They get their 51st win of the year. And they hand the Crusaders another loss. They're now 49-46. on the season. A 9-4 win. That, I mean, St. Louis was pretty comfortably ahead for almost all of this game after the third inning, especially in this one. You know, Atlanta trying to kind of make a comeback, but a little too little, too late for them, and they fall 9-4. So let's look at St. Louis's box score and line score here. Only a few guys on this batting order only can't speak right there. Didn't get any hits in this one. And Anderson and Turner. Anderson had 1 home run. Turner had 2 of them. Standing at 58 RBIs is kind of crazy. Anderson has 43. Conforto with 36 now, and Turner at 32. And Yu Darvish does get the win in this game. A decent start for him. 6 innings, 8 hits, and 4 runs allowed. So I actually don't think that's a quality start for him, technically. But the bullpen for St. Louis came in clutch and did not give up any runs at all there. And then for Atlanta, you had a couple of home runs. We had 3 of them. 2 by Eli Jimenez, who that average is only sitting at 237 for him. And then 1 as well from Voigt, who is hitting the ball really well. 260 average for him. 16 home runs now. I do like the way that he's hitting this season. But, yeah, you got the bottom of the order just not doing a lot for this Atlanta lineup. And Akil Baddoo is also not hitting very well either. At least not getting on base all that well. And Patrick Corbin, man, he just absolutely sucked in this one. And that ERA rose from 2.28 all the way to 2.67 with this disastrous performance. 2.1 innings, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits in this one. And then Pena, 1.2 innings, gave up 2 runs for him in this one. And he did not lower his ERA at all. A run given up by Charles Rowe as well. So Atlanta pitching didn't do a great job in this game, and they fall to Atlanta. Or they fall to St. Louis. Sorry, that was what I meant to say. Now they got one more full game for you here, and it's Kansas City and San Diego in San Diego in this ballpark here, and yeah, these are 2 of the better teams in the league right now. The Kansas City Monarchs, the best team record-wise in the National League this season, and Trey Mancini has been unbelievable this year. What a incredible trade it was to get him from the Spiders. 345, averaging 984 OPS. He is absolutely popping off this year. And here's Julio Urias, really good numbers for him. 19 starts at 2.97 ERA in 115 innings, and a 1.18 whip, 94 strikeouts. Really awesome numbers for him. As Chris Taylor comes up, second in the NL, second baseman, All-Star vote, so he probably will be in the All-Star game, at least maybe not starting, but at least as an alternate guy to put in as a bench player. And San Diego, 53 and 41. They are first in their division right now. They are 12 games above 500, and their offense is really good. I think overall at getting on base especially. And, you know, Julio Urias is definitely their best pitcher as Chris Taylor swings and drives this ball deep to left field, and right off the bat, 5 pitches in, Chris Taylor leaves the building with a home run. 13th of the year as this team's leadoff hitter. That's really good power for him, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. So they get a run already. 5 pitches into the game, an absolute blast, 368 feet as well.
Second, the right fielder, number 9.
And, you know, it's not easy to actually get up in the seats over there in that part of the ballpark, over the, you know, the taller wall, and over that, over everything else that's out there in the outfield, and just Brandon Nimmo. And, you know, Brandon Nimmo, 9 home runs, 40 RBIs, really not getting on base. That's the biggest thing that he's good at, and this season he's struggling at that department. Yeah, here's Kansas City again. I really like this lineup. I think it's very strong and solid. You got Chris Taylor there, Brandon Nimmo. Only made a 236, though. Yordan Alvarez, 223. Max Williamson, Salman Listella, Andrew McCutcheon, also Noah Bollywood Jr., and Trent Grisham. And, you know, here's Yordan Alvarez, 19 home runs, 51 RBIs. So, you know, his OPS, his power isn't that bad, but he definitely is not getting on base a whole lot this year, only batting 233. That's really low in average for him. So he does get a base hit up the middle here, though, and is on Again, another base runner, or a base runner here now for him, for Whereas to contend with. Max Muncy, 947 OPS, 22 home runs, 55 RBIs. He is awesome. He's going to be probably in the home run derby and the All-Star game. He is second in the All-Star voting, behind somebody else that we'll see later on in this bowl game. But he has been incredible. He's been an awesome signing for Kansas City. A really big piece of this team this year. He does get struck out right there. 2 down with 2 on for Andrew McCutcheon, who, 26 pitches for Marias this inning. But Andrew McCutcheon, I like what he's done this year as well for the Monarchs. I think this has been a good, solid signing for them also. That's the ground ball to third base, and that'll be the end of the top of the first inning. And then you see, finally, if you're Julio Urias, that inning took 27 pitches, and he does give up a home run to Chris Taylor. So on the mound is Kyle Hendricks, part of this really solid pitching staff for the Monarchs this year. 19 starts at 3.06 ERA and 123 innings. Only 74 strikeouts, so not his strong suit, but has only 21 walks all year. That is really impressive. Danny Swanson at 280 average this year. He's been, he's been solid for sure as this team's leadoff hitter this year. As that is a ball. Kansas City 56-40, first in the NL Central, 16 games above 500. That might be the best record in baseball. I'm not actually sure about that, but it's definitely up there. Kansas City right now, I mean, they're pretty much a lock for the postseason, and they're going to be really gunning for that #1 seed in the postseason as well in the National League. That's a fly ball. Trent Grisham is there in a pretty deep center to make that catch and send the runner back to first base. There's one out now in the frame. Here is the lineup for the San Diego Sharks. First in the NL in runs this year. They are in a very effective offense. 282 for Swanson, Dalen Collison 303, Trey Mancini 345, Ian Happ, Eduardo Escobar, Alec Tomas, Taylor Walls, and then Mike Zunino. And 984 OPS for Trey Mancini. He is going to be the All-Star first baseman starter, very likely in the All-Star game, as that is a ground ball, a double play that ends the inning. But I think it's just such a cool story right now that he is playing this well as we go bottom of the second. Ian Happ, 799 OPS for him this season. He's been pretty good offensively, and he's going to get a base hit back up the middle here for a single. So yeah, I really like Trey Mancini. I think his story is incredible. Obviously cancer diagnosis in real life, and for him to be able to come back and to play just as well as he has in the majors, to play baseball at all again, but then to play really effectively in the majors for a little bit. And now in this game, obviously, there's a storyline developing of him being one of the better first basemen in the league at the moment. So that's a really cool story. And here's Taylor Walls, and 226 average for him. He's actually getting on base pretty well, and not actually that bad on offense, despite his really low ratings and attributes. That's a little chopper right on in front of the mound, and Hendricks takes care of it for the outs. And that'll send us to the end of the first inning. San Diego, 3 hits already through 2 innings, but no runs for them so far. As we go to the top of the third, with Chris Taylor starting off. 1-2 to Taylor. There, it's a 4-seamer on the corner. 4, strike 3. Great pitch from Arias there, and Orioles there, and now it's 1 down. There's 1 down in the inning. 1-1 to Nimmo when he fouls that 4-seamer back on the outside corner. I do like how Julio is locating these pitches right now, and there is a great, is that a screw or a slur? But whatever that pitch is, that is a great pitch right there by Orioles. That was a fantastic pitch right there, and that's out number 2. Strikeout number 3 for him on the night. And there's a line drive that is caught in right field by DeAndre Swanson for the third out of the inning there. So we're bottom 3, and here's my new Zunino, and below 200 average for him. He's just not a good offensive catcher at all. And the 0-2, that's on the corner, and a strikeout for Kyle Hendricks. Great location there on that pitch. Straight looking. First strikeout of the game. And 2 out in the bottom of the third. Now here's Dansby That ball is in the air to center field, and it is caught in center to end the third inning. So nothing happening really in this game offensively here as we're already moving into the fourth inning. And, you know, Morales, 26 pitches in that first inning. You kind of thought his pitch count would be an issue for the rest of the game going forward, but he only has 50 pitches right now. And he's got one out here in the fourth as that is caught in center by, well, I think Ian Happ is his team center field. I could be wrong about that, though. And here's Andy McCutcheon. Ground ball over to short. Dansby is up with it, and he makes the play to end the inning. So we go into the break, and neither pitcher has even given up a base runner here in a while as we're in the bottom of the fourth. As there's a ground ball. That one is going to get on through and into the outfield and into center. There's a hit. First hit in a while. First base runner for either team in a minute there. Dylan Paulson gets that single back up the middle. And now it's Trey Mancini again. He's going to fly this one deep into center field. Racing back on the track is Grisham. And he makes the catch. With that ball over the shoulder grab. That ball nearing the wall. Actually, a great running play here by Trent Grisham with a great grab right there to get the final out, or get the out in that inning. Yeah, 18.6 miles an hour, 114 feet covered on that play. Nice job. So two outs in the inning, and here's Gerardo Escobar. This is the type of game that you feel like you need to take advantage of base runners whenever they're available for you. That's a changeup on a circle changeup there, and it's filthy in the dirt, and a strikeout right there. As well, I mean, Amundo or Escobar there just looking a little foolish on that pitch, and that'll end the fourth inning. So we go top of the fifth inning here. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. That's a fly ball, and it's into right center field. That one's down and off of the wall for extra bases. As he is going to stroll into second base. Bobby Witt Jr. there with a double. 11th double of the year. And now it's Chris Taylor back up to the top of the order again. 1 for 2 on the game. And the first pitch to him here in this at-bat, it's a fly ball. Four-seamer into left field. This should be no issue, though, for the left fielder. Makes that catch. That is, oh gosh, who is that? I actually don't remember. That's not. I don't think that's Dylan Colson. I think he's in right for this team. But and the top of the sixth. That'll end that inning on down on to. Oh, I cannot speak. Sorry, guys. Now on the top of the sixth inning here, and it's Brendan Nimmo. 1 for 2 pitch to him. It's a four-seamer swing and a miss there for strike 3. First strikeout we've seen in a while for Wheeler in this game, who is pitching absolutely lights out, by the way. The only one pitching better than him is the guy that's opposing him on the other side of the mound. That's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout right there. As down on strikes goes Yodo and Alvarez. And, man, Julio, man, he is locating really well. He has been pitching brilliantly, walked in. And now Max Muncy is going to swing and ground this one over to first base. Good cover, good throw by the first baseman. Good throw by Mancini. Good cover by Julio. And that's the third out of the inning here. Top of the sixth done. Already on to later innings of this game. And we're 9-1-2 here. No offense to see for either of these teams. Especially since the first inning, that first inning homer. Still the only one we've got. It's 5 shutout innings, 3 hits allowed only so far to this point. But he is running on a full count here to Mike Zunino. As a 3-2 is a sinker that is low for ball 4. There's a base runner, and Kyle Hendricks doesn't walk very many guys. It's not something he does often, so you gotta take advantage of this right now. I gotta take advantage of this leadoff base runner here. As Dansby takes a look at that pitch, that was just perfectly located there at the knees. Nothing that you could do with that pitch right there. As a 1-1 ground ball, that's the sinker. That does find a hole and get into right field for another hit. First hit for a while for San Diego. It feels like Now 2 men on, 1 man out. Ground ball to first base. And Max Muncy is going to start a double play, and he does turn it. Wow, double play. That's a huge couple of outs right there. And now Jimmy Mancini is going to swing and miss. And a changeup for strike 3. Kyle Hendricks with a monster strikeout and somehow gets out of that 6th inning without allowing any runs. Wow. Still 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Here's McCutcheon now. 92nd pitch for Orioles here, and McCutcheon drives it into the outfield here. That one's going to bounce and go over the wall for a ground rule double. 19th double of the year already for Andrew McCutcheon. He had almost 50 of them last year. So, I mean, he's just a double machine. As that one's in the dirt and he gets away from him. And McCutcheon is going to go up to third base on a wild pitch by Julio Urias here. So maybe some signs of fatigue and maybe not as sharp here in this later frame as he now goes 3-0 to Austin Nola. 3-2 count now, so he's worked his way back here, but that's a line drive over the glove of Taylor Walls at second base and into the outfield. That will score the runner. McCutcheon comes in, and a big RBI for Austin Nola as he gets his, I don't know how many RBIs he has now in the season, but he gets a big hit there, and it's a 2-0 lead for Kansas City, and that is going to be the end of the game and end of the line for Julio Urias in this one. But still, 6.1 really good innings. Speaking of really good, Jorge Alcala has been one of the better pitchers and one of the better bullpen arms in the league this season. 40 strikeouts, 15 walks, 63 innings, a 1.24 ERA, a 2 average against basically for both lefties and righties this year. He has been lights out, and he gets a strikeout there. Looking silly on that swing was Bollywood Jr. And now it's Trent Grisham batting last year in this batting order, and he's grounded out twice so far. And here's a 1-2. It's a ground ball back up the middle. Nice stop by Swanson, and he goes ahead, tags the back himself to end the top of the 7th inning. So that'll end at 7th inning stretch, and not a lot to cheer about for these Sharks fans as the Monarchs extend the lead to 2-0 here, and they take the lead and they extend it a little bit. I mean, 2 runs right now seems like a lot, seems like so much. Kyle Hendricks, his pitch count is awesome still. That was his 75th pitch of the game so far to this point, and only a couple of innings. 15 pitches is the most he's thrown in an inning this game so far. 0-2 pitch, as that is down. It's going to land in front of the right fielder. Base hit for Alek Tomas, and a 2-out single here. Man, can they get something on the board here? They're running out of outs, and that's a brilliant changeup. Man, Kyle Hendricks, his stuff has just been filthy in this game. He has been pitching awesome. Now with the 3-2 pitch to Walls. Ground ball back up the middle. That one's going to get through, and the runner's only going to move up 90 feet, but the runner is now in scoring position. Taylor Walls with another hit, and this is the biggest and the most difficult spot that Kyle Hendricks has faced probably in this game. Well, he's had a couple of runners on base in this game before, but look at that stop! Wow, what a play at second base by Chris Taylor to stop the ball from going up the middle, saving a base hit and saving a run here in the 7th inning. Wow, diving play. And we'll go to the 8th. Still 2-0 is the score. Man, so Pierce Johnson comes out of the bullpen now. 6 holds for him, 49 innings at 3.31. Yeah, right now he does struggle with the walks. He struggles with his command. 35 strikeouts to 34 walks. Definitely not a good K-to-walk rate there. Definitely not a good K-to-walk ratio. And so maybe you would have wanted somebody else to keep the game at a 2-0 lead, but this is who they brought in. That was a pretty dangerous pitch right there to Chris Taylor, who nearly, I mean, if he was on time on that one, that ball would have been flying out of here. 2-2, and it's a 4-seamer on the corner. Great pitch by Pierce Johnson, and that's a strikeout for him.
Brandon
36 of the year, and Taylor down on strikes, I believe, for the second time tonight. Now 1-2 to Brandon Nimmo. And there's a four-seamer at the top of the zone. That's strike 3, and I definitely think it's Brandon Nimmo's second time striking out today. And a couple of strikeouts to begin the inning. Now going to Alvarez takes a four-seamer at the top of the zone, and he's unsure about that pitch. Doesn't really think it ended up making it there. So he's maybe got a case on that one, very borderline. Now 3-2, but he does draw the walk regardless, as that one misses up in the zone. So 35th walk of the year for Pierce Johnson. And now you got Max Muncy. 1 for 10 in this series so far, so kind of cold a little bit recently. Pierce Johnson wildly missing on that pitch, and it then goes inside and it hits Max Muncy. So Pierce Johnson, I mean, this is the issues with him. He started really great, got a couple of strikeouts, and then his command, he lost it, and now he's allowed 2 base runners. As Tyler Stella grounds it back up the middle. That one is through and into center field. As throwing it home, trying to get the runner. It's Alvarez. Playing the play, and they get him at home. Oh, wow. What a play. Throw was offline by Ian Happ, but what a tag from Mike Zunino. Look at this. He gets it, races home, and ends up getting him just in time. Wow. What a close play there at the plate. And that's a huge run-stopping play at this point in the game for San Diego. Still without a run and no offensive momentum. They needed that play right there. So Dylan Flo comes out, and he has been unreal this season. 27.1 innings, 1.32 ERA, 13 holds, a 172 average this year against righties. Fantastic stuff. And Mike Zunino is going to swing and miss at a slider. I mean, he just had no chance. That pitch is filthy. And Dylan Flo gets a strikeout. Look at this pitch again one more time. I mean, not even terrible timing. That pitch is just unhittable. So 3-1 to Swanson. Now, as that is a sinker right on the corner. I mean, perfect pitch right there. And now the count moves full to Dansby. 2 for 3 on the day so far, and here's the pitch as that one misses. 4-4, so there's a walk. A little bit of a crack in the armor here for Kansas City, and an opportunity now for San Diego with the tying run and coming up to the plate at Dylan Collison. So here's the first pitch. Collison will fly it into the outfield here, but Alvarez has it in his tracks, and he makes the catch for the second out. And Collison, he hit that ball pretty hard, but it just doesn't find in the outfield grass. And now there's 2 down in the ninth. Or in the 8th, excuse me. Now here's Trey Mancini. And if you want anybody to come up big for you in a spot like this, you got the right guy at the plate right now for you if you're San Diego. As that pitch is in there for strike 2. Count is now even. 2-2 pitch. And it's there on the corner for strike 3. Wow, what a pitch by Dylan Floro. Right on the inside corner. That thing was that's a fantastic location right there. And that'll end the inning. I don't understand this move. Cam Bedrosian has an over 5 ERA and a 3.04 average against righties. It's a 2-0 game in the 9th inning. Why are you going to your worst bullpen arm here in this situation? I don't get it. The CPU doesn't make any sense with that move. But Bedrosian gets a strikeout of Andrew McCutchen right here on this fastball. McCutchen way late on that pitch. And he's actually got the first 2 outs now of this inning. As that's a fly ball by Bobby Witt. And that is going to be caught. I mean, you're taking a big risk putting a guy like that in with that high of an ERA, but he actually comes through and puts up a 0 for you. So now here we are, bottom of the 9th inning now. Last chance for San Diego. 4, 5, and 6 coming up in this inning. And here is Cole McHugh, one of the better closers in baseball this season so far. 30 of 32 in save opportunities, 27.2 innings at 2.6 ERA, 39 strikeouts to only 9 walks. Here is Ian Happ to start the inning off. 3-0 count, and he's got the green light, and Ian Happ swings and crushes it to deep left field. or right field, and it's gone! Ian Happ with a homer into right off of McHugh. And his 18th of the year finally puts San Diego on the scoreboard. It's a one-run game. Ian Happ absolutely destroying that ball. He knew it right away. That was a clutch swing, 407 feet right there to right field. And yeah, I mean, near the stairs there, about a third of the way up on the seats. Wow, Eduardo Escobar, what was that swing, man? Wow, I mean, you have no business swinging at a pitch that bad and that inside. And that's at home number one. Colin McHugh does recover nicely after giving up the strikeout there. Or the home run, excuse me. As that's a swing and a miss by El Tomas. Now he's swinging at pitches that are nowhere close to the zone. Colin McHugh has these hitters in a fit right now. That was the 0-2 to him. And he's going to swing and miss at that cutter way inside. Man, McHugh has got these hitters fishing right now. I mean, he fell behind Ian Happ 3-0, gave him a cookie, and Ian Happ took it and used it. But now he is just fooling these hitters and giving them pitches that they were not able to do anything with. Now Taylor rolls, swinging a fly ball into right field. Brandon Nimmo there to make the catch. That ends the ball game. And Kansas City does hold on for a big-time win here right before the All-Star break. They improved to 57-30 on the season, 17 games above 500 going into the All-Star break. And for the Sharks, 51-44 on the year. They are 7 games above 500, and I think still first place in their division going into the All-Star break here. And not a lot of offense for either side, but 6 hits for Kansas City, 8 for San Diego. And nobody had multiple hits in this game for the Monarchs. Home run by Taylor, and he's got 49 RBIs. Aaron Nola has 41 RBIs as well. He's been batting .252. Really good numbers as a catcher for him right now. But, you know, you got guys like Bollywood Jr., Trent Grisham. I mean, Trent Grisham doesn't really start, I don't think, all the whole season, but Bollywood Jr.'s season right now has been really disappointing. I'm surprised to see him struggling so much. But Ian Hendricks, man, what a game for him. 7 innings, 7 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Excellent game. Dylan Flo, 1.27 ERA. And McHugh, the ERA goes up to 2.83, but he does get his 21st save of the season already. And for San Diego, 8 hits in this one, 2 for Swanson, 2 for Ian Happ, including that home run, 49 RBIs for him now on the year. And again, this is one of the better offenses so far this season, one of the most hot offenses in the league. And they didn't do a lot today. They didn't score a lot of runs today, obviously. But this team is set up to make a good run at winning the division. I think it's going to be a tight race at the end, all things said and done, though. Ruilo, 6.1 innings. He does get the loss for this game, but a quality start for him. 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. The ERA is still below 3 for him. And then Alcala, 2.2 innings, 2.2 ERA for him. Johnson, an inning, 2 strikeouts, 3.24. And then Bojosian, the scoreless inning as well, as he's lowers his ERA to 4.81. And so that'll be the end of this episode for me, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. The next time on this channel will be the Yukon Huskies rebuild, or the offensive coordinator dynasty. That will come out in a few days here when I have time to edit it. So I'm going to have quite a bit of time at home, pretty much alone by myself for a week here. So I'll try to get a couple of videos out to you guys here next week. But I will see you in the next one. And actually, watch out for a podcast upload and a podcast episode coming up here as well. Probably that'll come out later today. So watch out for that, and I will see all you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.